Join me as I dive into the wild world of tech influencers and see if I can spot the phishing scams they fell for. Tech influencers have built a massive online presence, with millions of followers hanging on to their every word. They're the trendsetters, the ones who get to play with the latest gadgets and share their expertise with the world. But with great power comes great responsibility. And unfortunately, it seems that some of these influencers have fallen prey to a clever phishing attack. The scam that targeted these prominent tech influencers was a clever one. Scammers sent messages that looked like they were from a popular social media platform, claiming that the influencer's account had been compromised and needed to be secured. The messages were convincing, complete with logos and branding that looked authentic. The scammers even went so far as to create fake websites that mirrored the real thing, complete with login pages that looked identical to the real deal. The tactics used by the scammers were cunning. They exploited the influencers' desire for security and their fear of being hacked. They preyed on the influencers' trust in the social media platform, making it seem like the messages were legitimate warnings. And it worked. Many influencers fell for the scam, handing over their login credentials to the scammers. The vulnerabilities exploited by the scammers were all too familiar. Weak passwords, lack of two-factor authentication, and a general lack of awareness about online security made it easy for the scammers to gain access to the influencers' accounts. It's a classic case of phishing, but one that could have been avoided with a bit more caution and diligence. The phishing attack sent shockwaves through the tech community. Influencers received messages that looked like they were from their fans, but were actually from the scammers. Some influencers even received messages that looked like they were from other influencers, adding an air of legitimacy to the scam. The messages were designed to create a sense of urgency, warning the influencers that their accounts would be suspended if they didn't take action immediately. The reaction from the influencers was mixed. Some were quick to realize they'd been scammed, while others took a bit longer to catch on. Some were embarrassed, others were angry, but all were shaken by the experience. It was a harsh reminder that even the most tech-savvy among us can fall victim to these types of scams. I spoke to one influencer who received a message claiming that her account had been compromised. She was immediately suspicious, but she still clicked on the link and entered her login credentials. Luckily, she realized her mistake before it was too late, but it was a wake-up call for her. She realized that she needed to be more vigilant and that even a moment of distraction could lead to disaster. Another influencer wasn't so lucky. He fell for the scam hook, line, and sinker, and his account was compromised as a result. He was devastated, not just because of the breach, but because he felt like he'd let his followers down. He vowed to be more careful in the future and to educate his followers about the dangers of phishing scams. The drama that unfolded was intense. Influencers were frantically trying to regain control of their accounts, while others were warning their followers about the scam. It was a wild scene, but one that served as a valuable lesson to us all. Online security is no joke, and we need to take it seriously. So what can we learn from this incident? Firstly, we need to be vigilant. We need to be more careful about the links we click on and the information we share online. We need to educate ourselves about phishing scams and how to avoid them. And we need to take responsibility for our own online security. Thanks for watching. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Have you ever fallen for a phishing scam? Or do you have any tips for staying safe online? Let me know. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos on online safety.